Live to live another life, looking to get to Holiday Island from the rooftop hang. Spring crossing, hauling time, made richer by place. Close your hand. It appears economic in character. Frozen at the dining table, everyone's chopsticks at different angles, chopstick cuts in time. It takes a world to keep you here, and it takes you away. When I wrote the poems in this pamphlet, I really wanted them to be super clear, but they mostly kind of came out like that, quite a kind of compacted jumble. That is originally, I watched a film I really like called Spring Crossing, which is about Shenzhen and Hong Kong, but the resulting poem is far from being about that film, but there we go, just a little nugget. Realistic. Going to bed down and getting up to count coins amid the crumbs while tasting faint copper wire down. Keep cold as the name Edmund, to reassure that you pass, and this reverse genesis no mythomaniac could foretell is working still. Make it rain. Oh, you did. This poem opens with a quote from Pasolini, and it ends with a quote from Candy Gardner's 87 Press book. Only loving, only knowing matter, an indissoluble world. Future light in sparks diffuses anxiety. Go to wreck in this room or yours, pile up in the misery stroke mystery of sense. Art, both flat and volumetric, but where is it? A ground so theorized it could be laden and elusive, made from and smothered in fine grains of matter, the inside of a tumbling on. Self-splitting, exacerbation, work after unfulfilled work, and no curve should lead to Final Battle Avenue, where robots quibble and it's cryo-nap time for earthling the cat. Negative seas scour us in sleep for the social histories we long for. Holiday in a place of coherence, stroke, settled forms. Destroy the time machine, its fictions. No end and no tentative return. Euphony of brick bridges pouring as rivers do. And as the red gaze of the sun thins to a Morin circle, anyone appears there. Well, anyone would. Another film ends, and on the plaster a scrawl, I need a unity to make sense of the bell of your giving. Miraculous survivals. Down from the 1970s to the stasis of this civil war, a false idea, and everything material led to this horizon, not where we thought. A reading group, a star map, wrong unity to come, red winter, and not a single cog turns without you. The basketball goes up, and Nisha catches it. Well, that's how I remember Saturday going. I never thought to see you again. I never thought to seek you. All the dead, that is. Ceaseless context. Sad stars more plausibly sing in the sea, lucid where rhetoric's will runs moneyless. Rice bowls re-radiant in the tide. The bones loved best sing not but sink, away from love and you. With darkness. I wrote this for an event that was marking Conrad, so it starts with a quote from Conrad, and it was an opportunity to think about the relationship between Gravesend and imperial British myths. And this also has been one of the dark places of the earth. You'd dare to stage it all upon the Gravesend mudflats. Paperwork in Calcutta, paperwork in Lagos, but not the ocean flowing backwards, undoing immunization shots of sure self. Back here in the also has been, lodged in Europe's past, the gift of memory, blood as a purified writing, not the dark of dust storm or holy night, but a sludge of death hunting death in the frost of the Thames. To see with darkness, with rage, where every star tapers down below the threshold and a gentler, more absolute disturbance, accomplice at our elbows, may never come to light. To say that this now wrong struggle for a dark transformed will never know but darkness is rowing backwards to the long shores, deltas. Unburnable. A ring fence is another karakuri of capital. Unburnable futures in glimmering, written off seams. Blue forests, DNA spliced to suck down carbon into deep roots. But enough. Every flower dies faster than you do. Bad bugs never die. A life-proof kiss 6 months after. Enough MD to make a world without end bargain, but not enough to blur the light sphere. Longing for weak, distracted love in seasons and replies to future stories. It broke through a concrete wall, left a ring to ward off bad trips. A silver iterance of care and parties to come. DJ Loser played, and the cushion was called Square Cat, a communist. I'm Snow Juice, I say, but is my real name Party Monster? What do you want? Too frozen to reply inside a mecha built of mobile woe, its homing darts tipped with misery particles, unclear keepsake emitters. There but, the bones of princes mesh these rooms where stuff returns in shifting forms. A phase makes the state endorsed by breath. One illusion more, my friends. A field of islands. The writing of skin colour, the creation of the soul, how far away the curtain is, how visible the darkness still. A field of uninvented islands. From port to statue to the traces of cotton mills, encircled through 24-hour lime kilns, a fire going for every hour. Tunnels across the earth spanning diasporas. In these tunnels, the shores of no day, lives spent digging them out, burning lime, returning, the surge of pathways leading up through pain. R said, "You thought there was only one angel of history. Well, think again. Think again. To the top of Observation Tower 1. From here, you might be in a holding place and be given the choice of whether to visit the earth or not. Cities built by the dead and lit by the dead, divided by fire. Then a dream of the high places of the future, taking out server farms. How to undo every fucked up summer star that seems so fixed, but shines the symmetry of pain to order every feeling in contact. Back at the tunnels of what did happen, sometimes the heart is crushed, the air is hostile, and sometimes the hand is assuaged. Must message R. The crunching sound of your footsteps on the burnt ground. You left something, but it wasn't worth going back for. This is for Sophie. Sealed sender. Split anemones stay apart. Your face disperses into rays, into an idea of better luck outside the labyrinth. We could be like smoke, we could go up. Bike lights bouncing off the walls. The deepness of death is teletechnic. Love's comb is the skeleton of fish, fake fish. Larceny pools on glass. And we had everything we needed, and it made me feel, and it made me feel, and it made me feel like we never said goodbye. And this is a poem called Feeling Real, and it's dedicated for the friends. Pulled towards realism and rolled into the roughs, lace across saturated waves. Start again. Sexual uncertainties stretched in historical time, coming nowhere clear, and under breath, passional forms coincide to flash, deauthorized. Secreting not quite a life, or some acts, or the city's wireframes fucked, stroke unfucked, but struggles stitched into the breath, mere flecks in common with the lurching communion of the sea green flashover in slow-mo or transmorphing concourse. A slab of bodied time which manifests as indirect connection, as in Edmund is non-binary or is not. Star sign, neo-bodies made of gossip. Once in the red stone city, fairy ways confirms the norm securely, but now they reflect too truly a changing, fragile force, and fairies stand in as the failure of a dream. More realness than less. Passions smudged into limits, and the same passion set as if forever against the grain, if fought for against crisis and control, and queerness the less set and picked apart as force and tool under the aegis of uneven exploits, when the world ignites our skin and says, this is how you keep warm, yet still, in a fragile abolition, we'd read it all in vitamin G, beneath an admittedly unimagined but ignited sky of tangled stars, sickened shadowwork against copulars of sweaty light, and new floral fuck-ups. Thank you.